Hello and welcome to another video. Today I have quite a large horror book haul, which I usually put my book hauls on Instagram, but I've got like absolute shitload that's just come today, so I thought let's do a good old-fashioned YouTube unboxing video. Before I get to the main haul, I have 4 books I actually picked up from charity shops this morning, so I thought I might as well put them in this as well. So we have a Final Destination tie-in novel called Dead Man's Hand. I enjoyed the Final Destination films, like for the most part. They got a bit silly after a while, but I actually didn't know that they did tie-in books to them. Now I do, so I picked that up. I have one from an author that I've never even heard of before, Ben Leach, The Bidden. Love that cover. Don't quite know what it is. Is that some kind of slug? I don't know, but yeah, that just kind of like stood out to me, and I had to get that. Like I said, I've never heard of this guy before, but we'll see what it was all about. This one I got at the same time. I don't actually know if this one's a horror book. It just that shop had like 2 for £1 on the books, so I got that Ben, I've forgotten his name already, Ben Leach book, and I picked this as well. It does, looking at the blurb, it does actually look like a horror book. I just picked it up based on the title, so yeah, that does look like a horror book. And finally we have a really nice hardcover of Darkness Comes by Dean Koontz, which I believe I may already have in hardcover, but this is a much older one. Judging from that cover, I'm going to say 70s. Apparently John wants to read this, so if you're John, then I hope you got around to it. Let's see when this actually came out. Like I said, that is a very 70s design. Oh, it is actually 1984. Interesting cover on that. I like that, and the version I already have, if indeed I do have a version, doesn't have that cover. Definitely, I don't have that cover. I know that. So yeah, on to the main haul. Now I have this rather large box, which I very much doubt I'm going to be able to lift up, but trust me, that is a large box. So this is all from eBay, all from the same seller. He had 4 different lots, all at kind of like £10 each with £3.50 postage. I think I made an offer on 3 of them at £10. I made an offer on one of them at 12. I should have put in an offer for 10, but that was like a slightly bigger haul, so I put in an offer for 12. They all got accepted, so I ended up paying somewhere in the region of I think I worked it out, it came to about £58. And there's like 19 books here, I think. So that's not a bad price. I don't really like spending that much at once, but this seller had all this stuff up, and it's all stuff that looks interesting to me, so I thought, yeah, why not? So I've not actually, I've opened the front of the box, but I've not taken anything out yet. So what do we got? There is a note. Let's have a look. It says, "Dear Matthew, 2 extra complimentary books for your custom and the something charges." I have trouble reading cursive at some point, sometimes. Postage charges. I think because he's kind of like combined the postage on these, and I've kind of like paid postage on each one. It looks like he's added extra there to it. So yeah, that's very cool. So I've got a couple extra books. I'm assuming it's these ones. Ooh, okay. Well, these look interesting. Nightmare on Your Street. More grisly trails and ghostly tales. Spellbinding tour of the ghoulish and bizarre from Land's End to John O'Groats. So this is, I guess, kind of like haunted locations and haunted stories all across the UK. Yeah, you've got Birmingham, you've got Coventry, Manchester. It's a big book and it's quite small font as well. So there is quite a lot in there. Really quite a lot. So that's cool. I have a few similar books to that, but not that actual one. And this one, the Omnibus of 20th Century Ghost Stories, and that is a very nice cover. I'm assuming that cover isn't like an original for this. It looks kind of like a classic painting. But that's fine. There's probably stuff that I've got in other compilations, but I'm not fussed about that. Quite a lot of stuff there. And there as well. Bit of kind of like mold damage, but you expect that with old books. Like this is all the way back from 92. That is actually more recent than I thought it would be. But oh, there's a thing. There's a bookmark in that. LR and Howling Sea Ziggy and the ISO. I don't know what that is. But yeah, so those are two nice little freebies that I got. So let's have a look at the rest, the ones that I paid for. Right, there's a lot of newspaper. Okay, so these ones are all paperback. So I can get them out. Nice. Oh, that cover. Oh, Jesus. That is a beautiful cover. I love that. Look at that. That is really, really nice. I like that a lot. It's like a witch and her familiar, and they're killing a bunny by the looks of it. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. But again, you've got a whole bunch of stuff. There's you've got Lovecraft, Arthur Conan Doyle, The Love Dead, C.M. Eddy. That is actually also Lovecraft. C.M. Eddy did 4 stories which Lovecraft revised, and had like extensive input in, and that's one of them. But yeah, a little bit of dust. Don't matter. You're going to expect dust on these, but this one is all the way back from 1976. But god damn, that cover! I like that a lot. I like that a lot. This one's got Bela Lugosi on it. Cool. The Star Book of Horror #1, which actually kind of looks like it's coming apart, but it's got Ramsey Campbell in, so it's not super old. I mean, Ramsey Campbell's first book of short stories came out in '64, so yeah, this is 75. This one. which Ramsey Campbell one has it in, if it will focus. Run Through. I'm not sure if I have that. I am currently collecting Ramsey Campbell. I'm trying to get everything. So I may or may not already have that story. Yeah, part of this book is kind of like coming apart. It's got sellotape holding some of it together, but that's fine. I am not particularly for me, as long as a book is complete, like it has the cover and it's not actually missing stuff, then I'm fine with it. I love like a well-read book. We have Tales of Mystery and Revenge by Noel Langley. So I don't think this is a multi-author anthology. It looks like all of these stories have been written by Noel Langley. That's the inside. I know I have that But a Good Cigar Is a Smoke in a couple of the compilations. I know that, but the rest of them I'm not entirely sure. I don't recognize those titles. Oh, this is another really cool cover and another really old falling apart book. Jesus Christ. Tales for a Rainy Night. That's an awesome cover. I like that a lot. It's simple, but it's awesome. Yeah, that side of that is absolutely coming apart. Look at the colour of those pages, Jesus. I'm not complaining. I love it. Probably have to be quite careful reading this because it looks like it's going to fall apart like any second. But yeah, that is really cool. I like that a lot. This one's got to be super old. It's got to be super old. 1961. Well, this printing is from 62. Looks like it might have been left in a shed. Yeah, that's a bit battered. This is okay. That just makes me laugh. Like a skull in kind of like a woman's hat with sunglasses. That's an image. That's definitely an image. What do we got in this one? Do we have a contents page in this? Got an introduction. This doesn't have a contents page. Okay, that is odd for an anthology book. Really, does it not? Is it missing a page or no? It doesn't seem to be missing a page, but there is no contents page for this. So it's a mystery. It's a mystery, that is. Although it does have like a copyright page telling you kind of like everything that's in it. So yeah, nothing wants to focus on this camera today, but that is the first lot. So let's dig deeper into the box because there's a lot in here. Okay, so don't really know if I like that cover. It's not. Yeah, I don't really like the perspective on those faces on that one particularly. Looks a bit weird. So these are all stories by Fritz Lieber. Really nice condition on this one, actually. This is from 74. It has all of that stuff in it. Yeah. It's the faces of those guys I'm not massively into. They just look a bit odd. The rest of it's fine. I like the colour. I like the buildings and stuff like that. a very evil looking child on the front of that one. Naomi's Room, so this looks like a novel. Jonathan Aycliffe. Yeah, this one's from 92. I don't think I've read anything by Jonathan Aycliffe. I'm sure I've got short stories in compilations, but that is the first novel that I have from him. I'm assuming something about an evil child. Oh no, a kidnapped child by the looks of it. Okay, maybe she isn't evil, maybe she just looks evil, or maybe that's just orchids. Orchids kind of look evil. This is one of the books that caught my eye initially when I was looking through the eBay listings, because that is a Ramsey Campbell book which I was after, and I saw that in one of the lots, and I thought, yeah, it is going to be much cheaper me picking up a lot rather than getting this book individually. So it's a bunch of Ramsey Campbell stories. Most of them I have elsewhere, but there are a handful that are exclusive to this book that I don't already have. Now, for some reason, this kind of like X is written on the content page. I'm not sure what those are meant to mean. There's one on the other side as well. I'm not entirely sure what those X's mean, but that's fine. That's fine. It's not a problem. Otherwise, fairly nice condition on that. A little bit of stains and that, especially on the back, but that's not really a problem for me. Like I said, I am collecting Ramsey Campbell, so that is very good, very good. Ghost Stories of an Antiquary, M.R. James. I do actually have a hardback of all of M.R. James's ghost stories, but I don't mind duplicates in my collection at all, especially if they've got cool covers like that. That particular cover looks like it is from his short story Whistle and I'll Come to You, My Lad, which was made into the BBC ghost story for Christmas, Whistle and I'll Come to You, which is very, very, very fucking creepy. I've not actually read the story of it. I'll have to get around to that. This does actually have illustrations as well. It says there's one on page 22. Yeah, so some of these have illustrations, which is nice, which my hardback one doesn't. So that's pretty cool. Just trying to find another one. Looking up In Latitude of Painful Anxiety. So that is Whistle and I'll Come to You, My Lad, and that is the one that's on the cover. Nice. So that's a very attractive book. I like that a lot. So digging further, it looks like I've got 3 more packs in this box. Okay, so these ones are mostly ghost anthologies. Ghost stories chosen by Robert Westall. And you've got like the usual names on the back. Like I said, a lot of these books will have the exact same stories in. In fact, I know I've got like quite a lot of these. but that is not a problem. All of them will have kind of like one or two exclusive things for the most part, usually. Very similar kind of book. I actually like the picture on the back, that tiny picture on the back, more than the picture on the front. They should have put that on the front, I think, because that looks pretty cool, like three witches. What do we have in this one? There's a lot in this one. There's a lot in this one. That's one page. When's this from? 81. This edition 94. So there's rather a lot in that one. So that's pretty cool. More ghost stories of Alberta. I'm assuming that's in Canada, isn't it? Yeah, so it looks like this is a non-fiction one, maybe. Yeah, your boy is back with his crosses. Maybe he just crosses like favorite stories or something. So yeah, these are just recounts of. Oh no, it does look like there are some like fictionalized accounts here, because there is dialogue. So I'm not entirely. I'll have to do like a little bit of digging into whether this is actually fiction or non-fiction. If it's just kind of like stories around the area. Whoever owned this book has stayed in the Banff Springs Hotel. Yeah, so it looks like it may be a mixture of true stories and fiction. Like I said, I'll have to look a bit more into that and research that a bit to find out exactly what it is. And we have another Ramsey Campbell book. Now, I didn't actually know if this was in the same lot that I bought, which had the other Ramsey Campbell book. I didn't actually know what this was, because the photograph cut off like there, so it didn't show the bottom of the book, so I had no idea what this is. But Waking Nightmares, Tales of Horror and the Supernatural. So let's have a look at what's in this. Some of these books are going to need a bit of a clean. There's dust on quite a few of them. That is not a problem. So yeah, it's got a bunch. The guy has decided he doesn't want to cross stuff anymore. He wants to tick them now. I'm assuming maybe it's just the ones he's read, or she. Maybe it's just the ones I've read. But I'm sure there's going to be stories in there which I do not have elsewhere. So again, that will help me to complete my Ramsey Campbell collection. So we've got a couple more packs, should I say. These are hardbacks. Ooh. Oh. John Connolly, Every Dead Thing. I am not aware of this author. I've not read anything by him. This seems to be a novel. It's his first novel. Looks like it might be a crime novel, from what it says on here. Yeah, certainly looks like it's a crime novel. From what it says there, it's probably not going to focus, but So I will have to again research to see whether or not it belongs on my horror fiction bookshelves. This one I should already touch. I actually have this, but only in paperback. So this is nice to have a hardback, and it's got a blank back cover. But we have quite a few stories in here. Oh, I like that font. I do like that font. That's rather nice. Have those, and there's quite a lot in this collection. Cool. The paperback I have has the exact same cover as that, just obviously just a paperback version. So that is a nice little upgrade there. Needs a bit of a clean, but that is not a problem. And last one here is Alfred Hitchcock stories to be read with the door locked. I have two Alfred Hitchcock books, stories they wouldn't let me do on TV and stories they wouldn't let me do on TV part 2, from his Alfred Hitchcock's Presents TV show, which was like a TV anthology, kind of similar to kind of like Twilight Zone and stuff like that. So those weren't written by Hitchcock. They were just kind of like selected by him, and apparently ones that they wouldn't let him do on TV, which is probably a lie, but it makes for an interesting premise for a book. So these just look like ones that he's selected here, and both of those books I have are kind of like paperbacks that are falling apart because they are like from the 60s and they're not in the best kind of shape. This particular book is from 76. Was he still alive in 76? I don't remember, to be perfectly honest with you. I do not remember, but yeah, that is a nice little collection, and nice simple cover, but I do like that cover. Now we're going to move on to the last lot of books. These seem to be all paperbacks. Yeah, so we have what looks like an ex-library book, non-fiction one, Ghost Hunter Investigating the World of Ghosts and Spirits. So it's just one guy's like experiences, I guess, with the paranormal, or he's just collecting like local stories and talking about them, I guess. All the way from Staffordshire Library. Yeah, so I will take this plastic cover off at some point. I hate these plastic covers. We also have a very nice looking piece of artwork on the front. It's kind of abstract, but it does have a certain atmosphere to it. Like, you can see the tip of a church there, like you've got what are clearly kind of like twigs or trees and stuff here. That's really nice. This one's from 1972. And yeah, it's kind of like all the classic authors there. Again, these names and these stories will pop up multiple times. But yeah, nice to have options. And this one, I hate this cover. This cover's terrible. Scary Stories of Supernatural Yearbook. So what is this? This is a collection of previously unpublished accounts of bizarre, unexplainable phenomena from around the world. So this is a non-fiction book, and that is apparently the best cover that they could come up with. That cover is just awful. It really is awful. I don't like that at all. So yeah, this is a non-fiction thing by the looks of it. Just accounts of collected ghostly happenings. Yeah, just that is the first book in this entire collection I really hate the cover of. But still, it'll go on the shelf, the non-fiction shelf, and I may take a look at it at some point. I may not. But yeah. So that is all of them, I do believe. I know this has been a very long video. That's like 31 minutes. But I think for £58, I got my money's worth here. Absolutely. This is a lot of books. Like, let me actually count them. What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So like 21, not including like the 4 that I got this morning. So yeah, 21 books, £58. That is, I am quite happy with that. It's going to take me a lot of time to actually sort these into the shelves. Probably going to spend like the rest of my afternoon doing that. But yeah, I am really pleased with that. It definitely pays to keep an eye on eBay and buy lots whenever possible. You're always going to get stuff cheaper in lots, and this is probably the largest haul that I've ever had from eBay, at least in terms of books. So I'm very happy with all of this. So yeah, I'm going to go sort all these out, which is going to take a while. But if you enjoyed this video, please click like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.